Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. Today once again I'm at Lake District Audi to be checking out the all-new latest generation Audi Q5. A huge thanks to the team at Lake District Audi and to Stephen, the sales manager, for making this video and many other videos possible. Outside you have a very similar look of what we're used to from the Q5, but just a bit more chunky and then some sleeker lines for a more modern look. You've still got the rounded edges that we've seen from the Q5 since its launch in 2008, and it's been insanely popular ever since then. So it has that chunky SUV-ness without being super boxy such as a Land Rover. To the front of the vehicle you've got a very imposing front end. It's still got a friendly kind of look to it while still being kind of aggressive, so it's quite cool. It's got just a chunky look and it still has those rounded edges. You have some sleeker headlights. On the top of the range models you have full matrix LEDs with the configurable daytime running light pattern. As you can see, these are the standard LEDs and then those bits do change a little bit, but yeah, they still look really great on the vehicle. This section and the whole grille does differ quite a bit on the sport model, so the standard model has a bit of a softer, more friendly look to it, which you can see, whereas the sporty ones have a much more aggressive, sporty design, which is great. This grille is massive. It reminds me of the Audi Q8, which is really nice. It definitely has that larger SUV feel to it. I also much prefer the Sportback with the swoopier coupe-like back end of the vehicle. Let's move to the rear of the vehicle now. So to the back of the vehicle you've got this light bar. On the top of the line lights on edition 1, they come up with little hazard logos when you put them on, which is cool, but you still have the sequential indicators across the range, which looks great. You've got the flatter Audi badges, twin exhausts here which do look nice, real exhaust, and then this sort of satin grey bumper looks really nice. I like that. A rear wiper on all models, even the Sportback, so that's a huge plus as well. The Q5 is offered in a range of different colours and a metallic paintwork is included in the list price of the vehicle. However, if you go for the standard Arcona white, that gives you a £750 deduction off the price of the vehicle, so that's quite nice. Starting off with the sport model, you've got the exclusive floret silver, which is really nice. It's a very pearl effect silver. I really like that colour, and then you've got plenty of colours available across the range, including this Mythos black, which does suit the car, but it's a bit understated. I prefer something a little bit more funky on the vehicle. Also available is District Green, very fitting for the Lake District. That's a quite nice colour. It's quite different in different lights, so that's nice. You've also got the Grenadine Red, which is quite new. I'm not a big red fan, but it does suit the car well. It looks good. You've got your Glacier White available across the range, which is just the metallic white. It does look really nice. Volcano Grey as well, dark grey metallic, does look quite good on the vehicle. Navara Blue, which is that dark metallic blue, I like that as well. It would have been nice to see Ascari Blue on the Q5. We don't get that, unfortunately. This is the Ascari Blue that I'm talking about, available on the Q6, as you can see here. It's really nice. The camera doesn't really do it justice. It's really beautiful, so it's a shame that's not available on the Q5. Then going up to your S-Line and Edition 1, you've got a few extra colours, including Ultra Blue, which is a really cool kind of vivid electric navy blue. That definitely stands out. Also exclusive to the sportier models is Daytona Grey Pearl, which is that classic Audi dark grey pearl colour, which is also really nice. And then the exclusive flagship colour is the Sakir Gold, which is £1,495. I really like that colour. It's my favourite. It just looks very unique and I like something a little bit different. It's like a sandy colour. It looks really quite nice. So plenty of colour options available on the Q5. Really like those colours. My favourite on the Sport being the Floret Silver, and then across the rest of the range the Sakir Gold is really nice. This Q5 has the optional extra of the adaptive air suspension, which is a £1,725 optional extra. I'll show you what a difference it can make though. I'd definitely go for this if you're going for Edition 1 with the 21-inch alloys. So we go to Drive Select. You can see the car should be rising up now, or is at the top. So this is the Off-Road Plus, which gives you all that extra ground clearance, which is pretty cool. It does look mad. It's like mad gaps in the wheel arches, but if you need to do a bit of off-roading, of course it's Quattro standard, you're able to have the clearance to do so. Squint your eyes and it's a Touareg, isn't it? It's so high up and it's pretty cool. So if you want that SUV feel, sure, stick it up in the higher mode, or lower it down. We'll show you that now. See, the front's going down and the back's going down. So it's a pretty cool feature, especially if you go for bigger wheels. It'll help your comfort massively. So see it going down. This is great for motorway as well, less wind resistance. So this is something we're used to seeing on the more premium, higher end Audis like the Q7 and Q8. There we go, that's it, it's done. So that just goes to show how much of a difference it can make in the look of the vehicle, whether it's high, low, or you can have it somewhere in between. Audi knows in the UK that we like big wheels on our SUVs. That's why in the UK we get 19-inch wheels as standard, whereas other regions get 18-inch wheels. As standard, it starts with these 19-inch 5 twin-spoke alloy wheels on the Sport model. They're just in silver, although you can get them diamond cut for £250. I'd definitely go for those ones. They look 10 times better, really adding a lot to the vehicle. Going up to S-Line, you get the 5-arm spoke silver alloy wheels such as these. They're not my favourite. I do prefer a two-tone wheel such as this one. This is the black metallic spoke alloy wheels. These are £885. That's quite expensive. Audi are normally quite reasonable with the wheels, but that's a lot of money. You can also get the twist spoke in grey, which is also really nice, unique look, and they're all 20 inches on the S-Line model. Then going up to the top of the range Edition 1 model, you get these 21-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, which look very BMW-like. I'm not complaining though, they have a very sporty edge to the vehicle, so I do like those. However, the ones that suit the vehicle best are these ones, the £250 optional extra alloys, which have more of an Audi look to them. So that's really nice. Plenty of alloy wheel options on the vehicle, going from 19 to 21 inches, and each trim allows you to have each one. So Sports, all 19s, S-Lines, all 20s, and Edition 1 is all 21s. That was weird then. I thought, it's not coming on, but it started in electric mode. Go. Just goes to show this mild hybrid plus system is quite a lot more powerful than what you might expect. It's not really a mild hybrid, it's more a self-charging hybrid. There we go, you can feel the engine kicking in. So it's very like the Audi A5 that I drove recently, in that it's got the MHEV Plus powertrain. That means it's got a 1.7 kilowatt hour self-charging hybrid battery, a 48 volt starter generator system. So that means it helps start the vehicle. It also helps with things like air conditioning, etc. And also it helps smoothing out gear changes through the 7-speed S-tronic dual clutch automatic gearbox, which is excellent. You may think the 7-speed S-tronic's very smooth anyway. It's even more smooth with this system. Now I've got the TDI model here. There is also a TFSI model with this, and in the Q5 you get the mild hybrid plus technology in both petrol and diesel variants, which is great. Talking about engines, let's have a look under the bonnet and see what powers the new Q5. It is on hydraulics, which is a pretty rare feature in today's vehicles. The Q5 comes with 3 choices of engines, well 2 really, and then the other choice is your SQ5. Starting with the Q5, you've now got the MHEV Plus technology as standard. This means during manoeuvring, the car is full electric mode, making the experience incredibly smooth. The S-tronic gearbox has always been smooth at changing gears at speed, but sometimes in town and when you're reversing and going forward, it could be quite jerky, so this completely eliminates that and means a much more seamless driving experience. Starts off very quietly most of the time in that electric mode, which is really good, and it's pretty much always in electric when you do put it in reverse. So like I say, very smooth at those slower speeds. Cars can quite often be a bit jerky automatics when you're parking and things like that. It starts off with the 2-litre TFSI engine with this system, and that's got 201 brake horsepower and 340 newton meters of torque, enough to get the Q5 from 0 to 62 in 7.2 seconds. Audi claim this can do around 40 miles per gallon, which isn't too bad for an all-wheel drive premium SUV of this size. Then it goes up to this one, the 2-litre TDI with the MHEV Plus system. This has also got 201 brake horsepower, but it's got a whopping 400 newton meters of torque. It's also quattro, and this will get you from 0 to 62 in 7.4 seconds. Audi claim a combined 47 miles per gallon with the diesel, which is really impressive. Again, like I say, it's a premium all-wheel drive car. That's really quite good. Then at the top end, of course, you've got the SQ5 with the 3-litre turbocharged V6 petrol with 367 PS, 550 Newton meters of torque. This gets you from 0 to 62 in 4.5 seconds. So it's a very fast vehicle if you do want that extra bit of speed. And claiming just under 34 miles per gallon combined. So plenty of choices there on your engines. They're all S-tronic automatic and they all have the MHEV Plus system. Also, they all happen to be quattro all-wheel drive, which is another great feature. So engines, very easy to choose from, whether you want petrol, diesel, or the performance variant. Well, it's 7.4 seconds 0 to 62 in this diesel model, which doesn't sound megally crazy, but it's pretty good, it's nippy enough. And it has that premium feel. Premium cars always tend to have a bit more power, and I think some people would prefer to have more than 201 in a car this size. But if you do want that, then you'd have to go for the S. You can hear the regen. It's really great, this MHEV Plus system actually. It makes a lot of sense because not many premium vehicles are self-charging hybrids due to the fact that self-charging hybrids don't really perform best at higher speeds. They get the best efficiency around town. This gives you the performance and efficiency of a diesel at those higher speeds, whilst also giving you the benefit of a hybrid around town, which is excellent. Right, let's see how it handles down a twistier country road. I'm using my paddles. You can still manually control the gears should you wish. So if I'm going down a very steep hill, I can knock it down a few gears and control my speed a bit better that way. The steering is quite like a lot of Audis, that is quite light, but just for that more comfortable driving experience. It's still direct. Obviously, if you want a sportier ride again, the lower down A5 definitely gives you that, and it has a more driver focus feel than this. The same is true when you're looking at the electric vehicles, the Q6 versus the A6. Again, the A6 has got more of that sportier, engaging drive. The higher up models, not quite so engaging to drive. I put it in dynamic mode and put my foot down. That's quite responsive, especially in dynamic mode. It does make quite a big difference. But in most cars, your different drive modes don't make a massive difference to the drive, but in this car, it really does. So if you do need to get somewhere fast, put it in dynamic mode and it'll let you do that. But efficiency does limit the power slightly. Very comfortable and ergonomic to sit in. Nice steering wheel, nice driving position, great view out of the road as well. These A-pillars are a little bit chunky, but they're not too bad. It's just this section here. It does give a bit of a blind spot, but the mirror's really good and big. So generally visibility out the car is pretty good. Nice and quiet as well, not a lot of road noise. A bit of wind noise from the mirrors, but it's not too bad at all. Of course, this has got the Bang & Olufsen sound system in the sound and vision pack as well, so you can drone out any noise with your favourite tunes. I'd definitely go for that because Audi's standard systems of late have not been as good. My dad's got a Q8 e-tron and that's got the standard stereo in it, and it's just not very good, to be fair. So the Bang & Olufsen one is a good one to go for. Also included in the sound and vision pack is the heads-up display, which is a great feature. Over cattle grid. Air suspension deals with that very nicely. That's great. Does come with the steel springs as standard on the vehicle. Steel springs on the A5 were actually really quite impressive. It was a firmer ride because it was a sporty vehicle, but it wasn't uncomfortable whatsoever, and that had 20-inch wheels on it as well. So if you stick with your sport or middle of the line S-line model, keep with 19 or 20-inch wheels, I suspect the Q5 will also be pretty good on the steel springs. It's nice and smooth, and you can't really hear the diesel a lot of the time. You do hear it more than you did in the A5 because it's a heavier car, it's a bit more strain on the engine, but normally you can't hear it at all, so it's really quite refined, which is nice. And the 2-litre TDI is just a tried and tested engine, and now just better with this MHEV Plus system. Great that they still offer a diesel, because a lot of company car drivers will still want diesels, especially lots of motorway journeys, things like that. A diesel still often offers the best miles per gallon. It's around £1,600 extra for the diesel version of the Q5. You know you're in an Audi vehicle with all the new Audi tech and everything. digital dials show you the car and it scans the road, it scans the other cars on the road, much like what we're seeing from many other Chinese manufacturers now. So it's nice to see that Audi have managed to keep up with the competition there as well. And then in town, a lot of the time you can drive very smoothly or even in electric mode. It is really seamless transition as well from electric to the engine, which I really enjoy, because some hybrids you can feel it's quite like a all or nothing, but this is quite smooth. So it's a bit different to a normal hybrid with the regen, because you just have coasting, or you can use your gears for engine braking. The revs also just drop when you're coasting, so the car's basically turn the engine off and just lets the car freewheel. Now it's just coasting, so the engine is not revving. It just has an effortless feel to driving it. It's got the best of everything really, nice and comfortable, quiet round town, and then grunty enough to go on the motorway and get up to the higher speeds, especially when you put it in dynamic mode. And when you pop it in park, the handbrake comes on by itself. I do have a little quibble with the auto hold, in that is that you have to press the brake quite hard to actually activate it, so it doesn't just like come on when you come to a stop. You have to press. So that's not like in the electric one, which just comes to a full stop and puts the auto hold on for you, which has a smoother overall driving experience. And how about the interior on the Q5? I was going to call it Q6 then. It does feel very similar to the electric vehicles actually, because you've got this Audi stage as they call it. So that gives you the 14.5-inch infotainment screen, 11.9-inch digital dials, and then a 10.9-inch passenger display on Edition 1 models, which is quite cool. They can do the navigation, they can watch YouTube, whatever, and then the driver can't actually see it from the driver's angle when you're driving, which is really quite cool. So it's a very clever technology. So this is the screen that it displays when no one's using it, which is quite nice. It's much better than just a clear gloss black panel, which is what you see if you don't get this. So that's nice. And then you can see everything on it. It's very responsive. It feels very premium. It's almost like having your own iPad. It does work well. Materials really very good. This takes a bit of getting used to, but you do get used to it quite quickly. I will admit it is a backstep from the rotary controllers that you used to get on some Audis. That was really nice, and the only manufacturer that seems to really be sticking with that philosophy is Mazda. BMW have also walked away from their iDrive rotary controller, but I have a feeling in the next few years people will be bringing it back. Now, you don't have a lot of physical controls, however you do have your volume, which is useful, skip tracks as well. Drive mode is a physical button, cameras, safety assistance systems is also a physical button, and then climate controls aren't physical, but they're so easy to control because they're just at the side here, and you can just bring up the menu by pressing the middle button and it will bring up your climate control there. Also, you can use the voice assistant, of course.
I'm listening.
Turn my heated seat on.
Okay, I'll set the seat heating to level 3.
There we go. So that was very good. It's up there with the Hyundai and Kia systems, which I tried recently on the Sportage. A much cheaper car, but that has a great system as well. And this is just as good. So they are getting much more sophisticated, these voice assistant systems, being able to do much more than just navigate your home, for example. So everything's quite clear. This has got the flat bottom, flat top steering wheel with the perforated leather, which is lovely on S-Line Edition 1. I like this. You've still got the flatter Audi logo, which I'm not as big as a fan of. The buttons are semi-capacitive, so you have to click the menu buttons, but you can swipe your volume that way as well. This has got a really nice silver trim. However, like on the A5, I wish it was down here too, because you've got quite a bit of gloss black here. You also got quite a large center console here, but it is got some padding here in leather, and my leg didn't touch it, but if you have got bigger legs, you may well. The heads-up display is nice and clear as well with the sound and vision pack. The sound and vision pack across the range is not standard. It's a £2,195 option across the range. I don't think that's too bad value for money. In the past, Audi have charged more for features such as these. You can get a sunroof as well. As you can see on this SQ5, it's got the optional £1,600 panoramic sunroof, and that is the openable sunroof. You've got an electric steering column on your Edition 1, which is a nice feature, as well as the electric seats. Got the 360 cameras as well. It is a bit trippy how they move when you steer. It can make you feel almost a bit dizzy, like watch this. Like it's a bit whoa, but you do get used to that after a bit. It's just a bit odd at first. And that tells you actually how many centimetres you are away from things, which is really handy as well. Main benefit of having a bigger screen is that you can have your radio, your navigation or your CarPlay, different widgets all on at the same time. It just shows you all the relevant information that you need at the time. So it's altogether quite nice, quite a nice car to be in. Also, the A-pillars are in fabric. This is like such a small detail in the fabric, matching the headliner just gives it more of a premium feel. You get a light headlining on the sport model as well. I have to say that even on this black on black interior, it still feels bright and airy in the cabin thanks to large windows. So you've got a nice glass house around the vehicle, you don't feel claustrophobic. Even in the back it's light and airy, which is excellent. As for the seats themselves, you get these really nice new slim Audi sport seats which are very comfortable but look elegant as well. So these are across the range. On the sport model you get twin leather seats such as these ones, which are nice and comfortable, and that's your only option. On S-Line you get these seats as standard, which are nice. You can opt for the Cascade cloth option free of charge, so it's a free option, full cloth interior. I know it sounds strange on a premium brand, but I actually understand why they've done this. It's of course if people don't like the animal products in the vehicle. I quite like cloth because it's nice and cool in the summer, and then in the winter it is less cold than you get on the leather seats, so that's quite nice. My favourite seats though are on the Edition 1, the Dominica and leather, which have got like the Alcantara, which look fantastic. They have a really nice premium look and feel to them. And then on the S seats with the diamond stitch pattern, and also available in red, which is in the showroom car. As you can see, available on this SQ5 is the red leather interior, which is really nice. This isn't available on the normal Q5. You've got to go for the S model, but it is really nice. It's just something a little bit different. And you have the Alcantara in the red on the door cards as well. You've got the buttons here to control everything for all your lighting controls, etc. The handle for the door is a bit further back, then it's quite chunky, so that just takes a bit of getting used to on there. You do have electronic child lock, so that's really useful, and your boot release there as well. We've got an armrest here. It's adjustable for height, but you can't adjust the length, but that's pretty good because you can be anywhere there. However, adaptive cruise control is now standard, which is excellent. Now let's have a look at the boot space and practicality of the Q5. So you do have an electric tailgate as standard, which is fantastic. And as you can see, overall, quite a large, decent sized looking boot. It's 520 litres on the normal SUVs such as this one, and it drops to 515 on the Sportback. That's not a big decrease in space, it's still really decent, and it's quite big. It's not class leading, but this is really a decent size for most families. You can also adjust the air suspension in the back here. So I'm going up, going up, going up. So you can make it go up or go down to make putting items in and out a lot easier. You can lower down the back section. Like so, for loading in bigger items. This is something we normally see from the larger SUVs like the Q7 and the Touareg. This one of course has got an optional rubber Audi boot mat, and then underneath here you've got your tyre inflation kit there. Your mild hybrid battery lives underneath there, and then this is for your Bang & Olufsen sound system here. So you've still got quite a bit of storage space under here, and I really do like these chrome scuff plates as well. You've also got really useful handles to fold the rear seats, like so, which I'll show you now. This is the seats clicked flat as they go. You've got a bit of a slope going up, but it is pretty flat, so you can slide in longer items, etc., but it's not completely level all the way across, so just something to bear in mind. However, it is quite practical. You've also got the little levers at the bases of the seats for your recline, and also to pop them back up, like so. You can have the seats a tiny bit more upright or a little bit more reclined. So that's my seat position, and then I've got loads of headroom as well. This has got the storage pack on it. This gives you the rear seat plus basically, so it gives you a better middle seat. It gives you the armrest with the cup holders, it gives you the nets on the backs, and it also gives you the 40-20-40 split seats, which is very useful for loading large items through the middle and having passenger either sides. So that's really good. Standard on S-Line and above. However, on Sport you do have to opt for it. It's over £600, which is a bit stingy, Audi, but it's nice that it's standard on S-Line and above. These seats are nice and sculpted. Audi always tends to think about the rear passengers very well. So you've got a comfortable base, comfortable back. You could have long journeys in here and it not be an issue at all. Materials in the back are still good. Check out the middle seat. Now it has a large hump here, quite a big tunnel for the Quattro system. So We'll get over this. It's quite narrow though compared to some other cars. You can put your feet on each side. And that middle seat is really quite comfortable. The back's a bit firm as you see on lots of them, but the base is much better due to it actually being the rear seat plus, if you like. They've actually kind of thought about a middle passenger, which surprisingly a lot of manufacturers don't do, and even Audi in the past. Isofix points are nice and easy and you don't lose the caps, so that's good. They're not ones that faff up and slide and you get stuck. They literally just clip and then clip back in, which is great. So not a lot of complaints about the back. It's really quite good. You've got your heating controls, and this one has got the heated rear seats as well, which I really quite like. And if you want to get your hands on a new Q5, how much will it cost? So with the metallic paintwork, a sport model will cost you almost £51,500. Also, the Sportback model starts at just under £54,000. So that's quite a big jump up in price for the sportier look, but I really love the Sportback, so if I had the money, I would go for that one. It is a nice car overall and solid feeling vehicle. Audi have done a lot with the tech inside. The Mhev Plus system is fantastic and really works great in town, allowing you to drive a lot of the time in electric, and then on the motorway you can use that torquey diesel, or if you go for petrol, the petrol engine. So that's quite good. So Audi are on a bit of a roll with their new vehicles, and I should expect this will be a good seller, especially when the plug-in hybrid comes out this summer. Once again, a huge thanks to Lake District Audi for making this video possible. All their links are in the description down below, so make sure you do check them out. Of course, options can add up, especially if you want the sunroof, the sound and vision pack, etc. Comparing it to the A5, which I reviewed quite recently, I prefer the lower down, sportier feel of the A5. But if you have a family and need the practicality of an SUV, then the Q5 is definitely a good option and will be even more tempting when it comes as the eHybrid plug-in hybrid later in the year. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next review.